I'll just do like a virtual haul of everything that I got yesterday.
Yeah, I saw your Facebook status. You went to the mall with the intention to go to Lush, but you instead came out with books, which I'm not
And then
surprised.
we went to Schuler's Books right after. So I'm like, what is happening?
I'm not surprised. You keep saying like I should put myself on a book ban, and I was like, really?
Well, I was going to. We were just like walking through Barnes and Noble to get to the mall because Lush is like right there by
Mm-hmm.
Barnes and Noble. And there's really nothing that I wanted to buy, but there was a clearance bin of like half off, and it had these really cute cloud bookends on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I need them, but there was no box or anything with it.
Oh, okay.
They were just thrown in there. And I was like, well, what the heck? And Josh was like, I'll figure it out. And he picked them up and marched over to the information desk and was like, there's no information on these and we want them. And I'm like, what is happening?
Oh man. Oh, before we get too deep into this, hello, my name is Caitlin.
Oh, I'm Becca. I didn't know we were still recording.
Um, this is the very first episode of our new Penfriends podcast. A name
Penfriends.
a name that we just decided like 2 seconds ago. Finally.
I love it. We went through so many different
I
names to
know.
choose from.
Maybe we should go and
Ugh,
like do an in memoriam for all the names that didn't make it at the end of the
awake and
episode.
alone.
Awake and Alone was one of them. Um, no postage necessary, which this kind of goes along the same line
Yeah,
of Pen Friends. It's just shorter and more
I wish
memorable.
we could have done pen pal because
I
that would
know.
be like perfect for
Yeah.
many reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, pen friends is cute. I love it.
I like Pen Friends. Because we're not just pals. We're friends. We're BFFs.
Friends.
So because this is our first episode, disclaimer, the audio might be a little shaky. We might be cutting in and out. We're still trying to figure out this kind of thing because Becca and I are sadly not sitting in the same room recording with one another. We are currently like 2 hours away from each other, just sitting with our tea and coffee and talking over Discord. So, so apologies on my end because I'm the one doing all the technical stuff.
Yeah, dang, Caitlin.
Damn.
Get your act together
Well,
or there will be no podcast.
we're trying, we really are. We did a beta podcast and it was not, the sound mixing was not the best because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I
So,
sounded like a Sasquatch, and I was like, what is happening?
yeah, it just was very shaky. But Becca got a new microphone, and so on her end, she sounds a hell of a lot better than what we did in our beta podcast. And I'm
Do I
still
really?
here. You sound a lot better,
Really good?
and in the test
Yay.
recording, you sounded a lot better. So
Oh, I'm so glad.
yeah, the mixing might be, she might be like louder than I am, so also apologies for all the bleeding ears. We
That's
don't.
okay. It completely contradicts my personality, in which I try to not draw attention to myself at all. So,
We're gonna be drawing attention with this sick podcast we're doing, so.
okay.
Um, so today, since this was the first episode, we just kind of wanted to introduce ourselves. A lot of the people who are probably going to be listening to this know us already, but there might be some people out there who know who are these two people who just are sitting here shooting the shit. So instead of what are we doing again?
Instead of like us introducing ourselves, which is hella boring. I mean, let's be real.
Everyone
We're
does
gonna
that.
introduce each other.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that's do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, so these are the five things you should know about Becca, which is probably going to spiral into conversation too long to you know, it's not going to be just bullets. We're probably going to talk about these things. The number one thing you should know about Becca is that she loves cats.
That's the number one thing?
Well, there these aren't in any
Well, I
particular
mean, that
order.
is pretty big in my life. I
I
do
think
love
the cat
cats.
thing is pretty big. I mean, do you want the alternative number one, which is also number two, is that you love books?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty simple person. Everything kind of falls on the same level. It's not anything like I don't love cats more than I love books.
Right. I
Like,
wasn't
you know what I
insinuating
mean?
that. Would you like cats who read?
Of course. That's the cutest thing. Like, those are the cutest things I've ever seen in my life.
Like the
Is the
pictures.
pictures of like cats with books propped open by them. I'm like, that's me.
That is
That's
you.
literally me.
Who leaked these pictures of me on the internet? I always find pictures that are like not of me. They're like of some sort of bird, just like with his head in the sand or something like that. And I'm like, who leaked this picture of me? You like terminated like my eardrums. I don't know what happened. I think you laughed too hard.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Jeez.
That's
I need
okay.
to turn it down.
Maybe you do. That's okay. Well, again, I'll edit that out because that sounded like the Slender Man was coming through my ears. Like, I don't know what happened. Um, I'll cut that part out. So we, um,
God.
yeah, I don't know. What else do you need to know about Becca? So no, I'm not insinuating that you like cats better than you like dogs. What?
Well, that is pretty.
That's pretty solid. You're a cat person, not a dog person. I'm not insinuating you like cats more than you like books, is what I meant to say. Um, you like them both equally, but those are two important things you should know about Becca. Um, Along with books, this is like an inside bullet with the book thing. Becca does YouTube, and she has a booktube channel where she talks about books and book into movie adaptations and book reviews and book hauls, and lately it's all been book hauls because you keep buying a lot of books. And um
Because I bought even more books.
right, yeah, it's so she's pretty cute. We have some videos on there together. We haven't filmed in a really long time. We lived together and didn't film a single
We
video.
didn't film a single video together
I
when we
know.
lived together, so that's pretty disappointing.
I know. I don't know what happened. We just got so busy. It was our last semester, to be fair. It was our last semester um of college, and so um that's what I'm blaming it on. Also, just I don't know. We hung out. It's not like we never saw each other. We just didn't record it. Um,
Yeah, we hung out every day because we saw each other every day.
because we lived together. Okay. Well, sometimes we did see each other. No, you're right. We saw each other every day.
Saw each other every day.
Yeah.
And there were a couple months that we just spent sitting at the table playing Stardew Valley
That was a good
next to each
time.
other.
Is this gonna?
I'm thinking about that a lot because I've been playing Stardew Valley
That was a
and I
good
keep,
time.
it was fun.
I heard news that the Nintendo Switch is going to get Stardew Valley, and it's going to be the first to.
What?
Yeah, so the Switch is going to have Stardew Valley, and it's going to be the first system to have multiplayer. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh my
I
God.
know. I'm like, I heard it through the rumor mill of the internet, obviously. So if that's true, I'm like, uh, I gotta buy
That
Becca
would
and I
be
a Nintendo Switch.
so cool.
That would
Well,
be.
we want to get a Nintendo Switch, but that probably won't happen until like, what is it, July or be back in stock? I think I saw July.
Right, yeah, they're all sold
We
out. Right, yeah, we talked about Stardew. I think we talked about Stardew Valley in our beta episode for like 20 minutes. We got way into Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. I can't even talk about anything else.
Well, there are some other there are other games we played together that not necessarily when we lived together, but I got you into Honey Pop, didn't I?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we played Honey
I
Pop
do like
together.
Honey Pop.
Honey Pop. Did you buy Honeycam Studio?
Yeah, I have Honeycam Studio.
I
Sometimes I get in these weird moods where like I want to start playing Honey Studio again.
mhm.
So
You were so good at that game. The only time I
I
ever
was.
got like the second to highest trophy. I don't know the system. Was it bronze, silver, gold? I think I got a gold or like a diamond trophy. It was only with
I've
you.
never gotten the highest one. Well, I could never do it by myself. I think we made a good team,
I think so
is what it
too.
was, because we couldn't do it by ourselves, but together we dominated
Mhm.
those cam girls.
We got that.
That was a very weird sentence.
Well, I was just about to say we got that dick trophy, so I think we're both go. We're good. We're Gucci.
Oh, man.
That's such a good game. I'm trying to think of other games we played together.
Till
Oh,
dawn.
we played Until Dawn. That was a good game.
That's
Um,
like that's played together. I'm
yeah,
still obsessed with it.
it's a really good game. Um, wanted to go back and play again and like get everything, but I think we were kind of tuckered out with Until Dawn at that point, so we just kind of
Yeah, a little bit because we had played it like a couple. I had played it like a couple times through already. I'd watched a bunch of YouTubers play it all the way through. We were showing it to all of our friends to have them like play it. And we were playing, like, we played through a game with you and then started a new game together. So it's like, okay,
yeah.
that's enough.
I'm good with Hayden Panettiere and that one guy from Mr. Robot, the brother, the spoilers, the crazy brother, who he's like a Emmy Award winner
Yeah,
now.
oh, he is.
Yeah.
He is on that show. Because I keep seeing like commercials for it and
Mhm.
stuff. Not for the show, but for, I don't know, an app that lets you watch the show or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's him. Let me sit real close to my TV so I can see that pops up, like when they're scrolling down their phone, choosing what show to watch. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm. I'm trying to think. What's some other things you need to know? Becca is currently, this is the third thing. Becca is currently a teacher, a Head Start teacher,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yep.
working with those
Preschool.
kiddos, preschool, yeah, and really,
And I love it.
yeah,
And I mean, we're almost done for summer, which is nice that I get the benefits of still having summer off. So I'll get to go in and see my dad in Florida and all that fun stuff, have a nice, relaxing summer vacation before being able to start the next year from scratch in my own room from the beginning will be amazing.
right, yeah. You'll be in your. Have you figured out if you're moving rooms yet?
I have no clue yet. We don't find out for like a couple weeks.
No.
But I'm hoping that if I stay at the same school, they'll keep me in the same room,
I hope so
hopefully.
too, because you're doing a lot of work. At least you told me last time we saw each other in person. You're doing a lot of work to organize it and make it a better classroom and doing all this good stuff that you do.
And I would completely change it next year. I would change the whole layout of where everything is as much as I can anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some things you can't change, like the refrigerator, stuff like that. But like I would move my desk to a different area of the room and yeah, just situate it differently. So I'm looking forward to that.
You mean you can't just pick up the refrigerator and put it in your pocket like in Animal Crossing?
I don't think so,
Damn.
but that would be pretty rad.
Wouldn't that just be easier for everything? You just have a pocket full of leaves and you drop them in its furniture. That'd be so easy for moving. Like,
Yeah, everything is just a leaf compacted down.
well, in the game, that's what it is. It's like
The
you
physics of that game now, thinking about it, is like, wait a second.
in I'm playing Animal Crossing New Leaf because I bought a 2DS finally. I missed having Animal Crossing in my life. It's such an important game to me. It's so relaxing too. Um that but now you don't just carry individual fruit in your pockets. You can have fruit baskets of 9. So you can have your entire
Oh,
inventory of like fruit in 9 in a clump of 9 in a basket, and I'm like, how does this work? you just you have
it's just
five
in a basket in your pocket.
right, exactly. I was like, how does it happen? But it's a really cute game.
That's so funny.
Have you ever played any Animal Crossing games?
I had Animal Crossing for the Nintendo GameCube,
Okay.
and it was just like Animal Crossing,
Hmm.
the first one.
Technically,
Uh,
there was an Animal Crossing game only in Japan that was for the Nintendo 64. That's how old it
Oh,
is.
really?
Yeah, it was
Wowza.
what was it called? I think it was called Animal Crossing something. And then it did so well they made one for the GameCube, and that was the one that was
Okay.
put out into America
Yeah, I
first.
really liked it, but I mean, then I got Harvest Moon, which is basically Stardew Valley. And as I play Stardew Valley more, it makes me think of Animal Crossing just because, like, the music is so relaxing, like in Animal Crossing. There's different people around the town and stuff like that. But it makes me think about, like, the time
Mm-hmm.
in my Animal Crossing game. It went, like, on our time. Does yours do that? Like, if you opened your game right now, would it be
Oh, oh,
12:55?
oh, yes. Yeah, Animal Crossing goes on real time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like is like if you do everything you were gonna do that day, then you're done playing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I skipped ahead days. I skipped ahead years to, get more money, get the items and stuff like that. But it always felt a little strange to me because I don't really enjoy using cheats and stuff like that in games.
Yeah.
So having to do that just to be able to extend my gameplay time was frustrating as a
Hmm, interesting. Because
mhm,
I don't know, I like the like doing the daily tasks. It's only
mhm.
frustrating when I work at night. So like when I want to play is when I come home at like 1 a.m. and I'm still
Oh
awake.
yeah, and
And
no
so
one in
and
your
like
town is awake or doing anything.
well, some people are awake because they're at the club, and I'm not
Yeah.
lying. There's a
Oh,
club in my game. And so I kind of like bop around and do the club stuff, but there's really nothing to do in the club. You could dance, but that's it. And listen to weird remixes of KK Slider songs. But
I love KK Slider.
he is such. You know, you have crushes on video game characters, but it's even worse when you have crushes on animal video game characters. KK
Yeah,
Slider, that's one
he
of
was
them.
my favorite.
He's like, Papa Squat, kitten, let me play you a song. And I'm like, okay.
Swooning.
Swooning. Exactly, yeah. Well, when he does the DJing, because he'll do his normal like acoustic guitar like OG KK Slider stuff only 1 day a week. But he's a DJ every other time of the week. And he wears glasses, and I'm like, I should be attracted
He
to this video game dog. It's so weird.
on.
I'm not really. It's just
Uh-huh,
he's just a cool
sure.
he's just a cool character. Okay, come on. Who's that lion character in Lion King 2? Kovu? Come on.
What are you talking about?
Lion King 2.
I
Kovu.
did not see that.
I should have known. The fourth thing you need to know about Becca is that she doesn't listen to
Great
she
segue.
doesn't listen to movies. she does
Well, that's true.
That's also
I
true.
don't watch them either.
She doesn't really watch any movies unless I like force her, and even then I feel bad about forcing you, so really no movies. No.
Yeah, I don't care for movies. I
Uh
don't watch a lot of actual TV, but I have now because well, now, and I didn't really in college because we just watched Netflix. And
yeah.
all I watch on Netflix even is The Office and that 70s show. But I have been watching Bill Nye's new show, Bill Nye
Yes.
Saves the World. It's so
It is
good.
so good. That was going to be a thing I
What
brought up.
Yes, but there's some episodes I'm finding. I won't give any topics away or anything. That's really the only spoilers you can do. But he does this thing like where he has a panel of experts
Mhm.
in every episode, kind of. And some of the topics he'll like have two experts or like two skeptics along with him and one person who is like a believer in whatever it is. So there was just an episode on, oh man,
Is it the alternative
what was
medicines
it?
episode? Is that the one you're talking
Well,
about?
they had the guy who did astrology on. Did you see that one?
Oh, what was the topic? Cuz
Forget what the topic. It was like how we got here or something like that. I think like, but I don't
I don't think I
know.
watched that episode
But
yet.
he and I'm like super into this kind of thing. Like I'm super into conspiracy theories. I'm learning more about like actual astrology, not just horoscopes, because that's different.
Mhm.
And there were like some panels that I've seen on Bill Nye Show where it felt like they were coming off very belittling to the other person there. Like the guy was saying multiple times, I'm not telling you that this is a science. I'm saying, that it's entertaining to some people. Like, it helps some people and it helps them, like, make connections and stuff like that. And they were like to him, um, what purpose does it serve?
Hmm.
Like, what purpose are you serving? And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you not get fired up about it? You know what I mean? Because this is how he makes his livelihood,
Right.
by doing this type of thing. And they were being very belittling to him. And he turned on them and said, well, what purpose do the arts serve to you? And they said, of entertainment and all of that. And he turned back and said, this is a form of entertainment. People get joy out of this. And they were just like dragging him, basically. And I'm
Interesting.
like, I did not like that. So there are some panels, like, I'm finding the ones where they have two skeptics and one believer, or practicer, whatever, in it, that I don't like those panels because it seems like they really gang up on this
Yeah.
other person.
Yeah, maybe if it was, I wish maybe if they had like a fourth person on there that was for
Yeah,
whatever they're talking about. Because I just watched the episode with the alternative medicines with Jeremy, and
yeah,
the guy on that panel was just all for, um,
yeah. And they didn't even let him barely get a word in
yeah.
edgewise. Like every time he kept like trying to talk about anything, they countered with a completely different topic and then cut him off. And I was like, what is happening right now?
And that might be poor editing as well
Yeah,
because we're seeing
that's
the,
what I think. Yeah, there was like one, I think, because that was the first time that they had, oh, and the astrology one, I think, is the second time that they
mhm.
have it. And after that one, I turned to Josh, my fiance, and said, they have longer discussions and they just edit it down to like three exchanges, because if so, they were not doing a very good job of editing it,
Yeah,
because
I've
it literally looks like they're jumping down these people's throats, and it really rubs me the wrong way.
and I'm sure it's not, I mean, I'm sure at some points it is because, the conversations can get that way, but like
Yeah.
I'm sure that was not the intention of the panel, you know. I mean,
Mhm.
with the guy with the home remedies, or the alternative
Mhm.
medicine guy, I mean, do we know the side effects? Do we know if taking magic mushrooms and LSD help us? No. But you shouldn't be promoting maybe those kinds of drugs to
Yeah.
as an alternative medicine. One, because they're illegal. And I was telling this to Jeremy.
That's
Jeremy's my boyfriend, by the way. Josh is Becca's fiance. That was my fifth point, was that you're engaged. But
oh.
you gave that away. I'm just kidding. I said this to him. I was like, in Bill Nye's time when he was a younger scientist doing, the Bill Nye, the science guy show, medicinal marijuana was not a thing, it
Mhm.
still was just a drug. It still was an illegal drug. And now, after so much testing, um, official testing, and we now have the medicinal side of it. We see and we have results of how this can help people medically. I'm not saying that magic mushrooms and LSD and all these hard drugs can't help people, but I think the
Mm.
point with the home remedies thing, especially with things that are so illegal and can be dangerous to people.
I think that's one thing, and I'm kind of surprised that they took it that far as a quote unquote home remedy, because there's so like many other homeopathic. I wish that they would have explored that topic a little bit more, because even like when they went to that guy's, what was he called?
Oh, the
They
sound
went to
therapist.
sound therapist.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for the guy. Like, I know it's so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. I mean, we know it's ridiculous, and they edited it in a way that makes it look absolutely ridiculous. But then when she went back and she was like, they were so excited we were there, they were so excited for the exposure and all of that. And I'm like, and now you make him look like an absolute idiot. And I don't think that that was very fair. Like, I
Yeah.
understand that it was the nature of the show, but I'm like, did they really know why you were there and what you were going to do with that footage?
They honestly had
Because
to
that's
have.
not very fair.
They had to have known. Do
I
you
don't know. I Some shows that do stuff like that, they frame it in a way that they're like they're doing an episode about homeopathic remedies and they wanted to give this a try, but they don't say what kind of light they're going to show it in.
Yeah, I mean,
So, I mean, we don't know because we're not the editors, but I can see like from both ways, and that was another part that made me a little sad because you don't know if they told how they're going to show it, and maybe he got so excited and he wanted to show his friends, and he's like, I'm in this episode, it's going to be so cool,
and then
and
he was
now
just
it's
kind
not.
of shit on. Yeah. I'd be
Yeah.
interested in seeing maybe next episode I'll do some research and find there's probably articles from that guy being like, I didn't know they were going to say this about me, something like that. I'm sure
Yes,
there's
I
some
would
sort of article.
love to look into that more, but I haven't looked into it
Oh, I
at
haven't
all.
either. I need to watch
So,
the last two episodes of the Bill Nye Show. Overall, it's a great show, and I think he's
it
exposing a
is
lot of
so
things.
great. Every topic is so interesting,
Hmm.
and oh man, he just does such a great job.
Yeah. He's such a good man. That's a good smart man. I mean, we grew up with him. You know, it's kind of like we saw Bill Nye the Science Guy, and now we're at the age where we can watch and appreciate him saving the world, quote unquote. But
Yeah, it's so interesting. And it was interesting though because I was I was so excited to see the show, but when I was like talking about how I wanted to watch it, I noticed that Josh was visibly not as enthused, which was surprising to me because I'm like, how are you not excited about this? Come to find out, they never watched Bill Nye videos in school.
that's such a shame. I learned so
I'm
much
like,
from
what
him.
in the world? And all I kept saying to him was, you need to watch the tectonic plates episode because that episode is like, for whatever reason, in fourth grade.
Yeah.
And did you know that Bill Nye the Science Guy is on Netflix?
The OG Bill Nye is on
Yeah,
Netflix? No.
of episodes. So we watched the one about chemical reactions,
Hmm.
and it was so 90s. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Candace Cameron was in that episode, and I was like, what is happening right now?
I don't think I could tell you who Candace Cameron is. I could look it up.
DJ Tanner.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Now that you say the character.
culture references.
Yeah,
Some
that's
of them.
you will give some cultural references. You like things and stuff.
Yeah, I
um
like stuff, things.
um what's the fifth thing? Well, you're going to get married in October. This October.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
You are going to be married and that
We I mean, we want to. We're planning it, but every time we go in to do any planning, it just feels more and more daunting. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So we're working on it, I think. And that is the plan, is to have a very, very low-key wedding in October. And my family, for one, I mean, we haven't sent out invitations or anything, and they have really been asking for those. But I feel like it's going to be one of those things where it's like, we're going to send out the invitations, and if you come, you come. You don't.
Right,
And
yeah.
that's just the way it's going to go. Because I don't want to make a huge deal out of it. Been together for like 6 or 7 years. To me, it feels like we're basically already married, and this is just a formality
Oh yeah.
type thing. So,
I,
saying that I'm not excited, but at the same time, it's like not as big of a deal as someone who like gets engaged and then gets married within 6 months to a year. Where like for a year, it's this whirlwind of excitement. I'm kind of like, okay, let's just do this so people stop asking us about it.
right, yeah, because you've been engaged for
Like, yeah, a
how
couple years.
you've been engaged for a couple years, and I mean that's smart. I mean that you're saving up money to do the thing, you know, or
Mhm.
to have the event, so you can celebrate with other people. I jokingly told asked my mom. I was like, so if I had just a couple shower, like a bridal shower, I brought this up because I just went to my second cousin's bridal shower. She's gonna get married, sat in like a few months. Sadly, it's on the same day as my sister's graduation, so my family can't go to the actual wedding, but the ladies went to the bridal shower. And I asked my mom if they have like showers for couples, like can men and women come? And she's like, yeah, that happens. And I
Mhm.
was like, so what if I had a couple shower and like we just were like, surprise, we got married at the courthouse. This is now the reception. And then and
God.
and she was like, I mean, I would be okay. Like, I would be okay, but your grandmother would be upset. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
That
right.
seems to be like kind of the consensus of where I'm coming from is like dad eloped,
Mhm.
and a couple of my cousins have eloped as well. So that's definitely an option for us, but that was never really what I wanted. But
Mhm.
now that I'm actually trying to plan a wedding, it's becoming,
It's becoming a nicer option.
yeah, a little bit better.
You
So
skip all the planning and you do all that, but
and
yeah.
then have a party or something. But
Yeah.
I honestly would rather have like a wedding and not have a reception than elope and just have a reception. I don't know why. I'm
Oh,
not like a
really?
big party gathering person. So, yeah.
So if you were to have one or the other, if you were to have the wedding, would you pay for everyone to attend the wedding or just have a small wedding?
I would just have a small wedding, I
Yeah.
think. I think because we are planning to get married on Mackinac Island, hopefully, that is still the plan.
Mhm.
We don't really know what we're gonna do for our reception. We were thinking about having it on out to Mackinac Island. So on the ferry ride back, we were gonna have like a reception because you can get a private guest party ferry.
Yeah, the
I don't know
ferry.
the correct
Party
term.
boat. I think that's going to be
But
so fun if you do
it's
that.
not a huge boat. Like it's definitely still like ferry sized.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But a lot of the stuff is like have your ceremony on this spot on the island and then have a reception at one of the local restaurants. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's rent the back room in a restaurant for the reception. But honestly, I would be like so down for that because I don't care for receptions at all.
Yeah, I guess that's where we're the opposite because I mean, I would be all about celebrating with everyone. I am nowhere close to being married, by the way, so this is all hypothetical, but I would be more wanting to have people like surrounding me and like chilling and having a good time, and instead of just everyone being quiet and sitting there and listening to someone marry us, I guess. I don't know.
That's true. I guess maybe I'm just not about weddings at all.
Well, I have some bad news for you. You're about to have one.
Oh
Oh
no.
no. Unless you elope, in which
No, I'm
case,
excited,
yeah. No, I know you are.
but I don't want to do that. Like I do, but I don't
Yeah.
because I had this conversation with my dad. My mom passed away like 4 or 5 years ago. I think it's going to be 5 years in November.
Hmm.
And since my mom and dad eloped, I don't have any like big pretty pictures of my mom on her wedding day. And for some reason, like when I'm looking at stuff on Pinterest that I like, there's all these trends of like brides with like their mother's wedding day photo.
Mm,
And that like cut me to my core that
yeah.
that I couldn't do that. And so then I don't want that to happen to my future daughter.
Right, yeah.
Like, I want them to be able to have, I don't know, pictures of me on my wedding day. My dad says that they exist. They're just like not big and frilly and
Mhm.
weddingy. But he says that I have them somewhere. I probably just don't know that they're from the wedding day because they eloped.
Right.
I was like, yeah, you're probably right. So
Hmm. Well,
I don't know.
maybe you'll go through your your photos one day and just realize like, oh, this is from the wedding day. I don't know.
Yeah, I think now that I have that kind of in my head that it probably does not look like a typical wedding, which, duh, I should have figured that out before.
Mhm.
I'll probably be way more likely to stumble across it and know what it is now if I were to go back through all of our pictures,
Right,
which
yeah.
I have sitting in the closet in my apartment.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the five things that you need to know about Becca at this point. Obviously, as this project goes on, as this podcast grows and thrives, we'll learn more about Becca. And I'll learn,
Hmm.
I know a lot about you, but I hope to learn more
Yeah,
things about you.
yeah.
And vice versa. You know a lot about me.
How long have we been recording?
We've been recording, we're about to hit 38 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, should we do the five things about you on the like next week? On next week's podcast? Since
Um,
we kind of talked for a while, or do you wanna do yours now?
I guess last time we recorded for an hour, so we could do an hour show, or we could do 40 minutes. We could end it right here. That's up to you.
Hmm.
We haven't really
I
discussed
think
it.
we should end it right here to keep the suspense building,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you want to know all about Caitlin next week.
Yeah, that's a pretty we could do 40-minute episodes and plus we could make it shorter or longer cuz this is our podcast.
Yeah,
We could do whatever the hell
yeah,
we
it is.
want.
We can do whatever we want.
We're best pen friends.
And Friday. Da 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 da.
Should I make a theme song? Do we need a
Yes, please do.
I'll think of something. All right, so it looks like we're going to end it here. Next week we're going to do the five things uh that Becca's top 5 things that she thinks you all should know about me. That was really long-winded. Um So, next week, please come back and join us on this exciting new adventure we're taking, this different avenue of media and social media and creativity that we're doing. I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm trying to end it, but I don't know
Fine.
how because this is it's the first one, okay? So
We'll
please
figure it out.
this is definitely going up on YouTube and SoundCloud. I don't know what URLs are going to be yet because I have yet to make any of them. But please check us out on those two things. Eventually, we will be on iTunes. This podcast will. I just don't know how to do that yet. um, and there's going to be a Twitter, um, maybe an Instagram. We're not sure. There's going to be,
Oh,
oh, we're going to have a LinkedIn page. Let's go all the way back. Let's make MySpace pages.
space.
And
What about Zanga? Did you have a Zanga?
I never had it. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
We're gonna have
never
a
mind.
we're gonna
I'm
have it
dating
our
myself now.
we're gonna have our official Club Penguin mascot. So come hang out.
No, Club Penguin is gone now. You didn't know
Oh
that?
oh no! You're right. No, I
You gotta
did know
keep
that.
going.
I
Oh,
did.
you did?
I think
Okay.
I
I
did
was
know
gonna
that.
say, dang.
Dang! Wow, I aged myself too. Club Penguin,
Yeah.
man. Rip. um.
Rip in peace.
Right. Rip in pieces is the funniest thing anyone could ever say.
R.I.P. in pieces.
R.I.P. in pieces. My other favorite thing to say that's so redundant is "you stupid idiot," because it's just horrible, but like so redundant. Anyway, okay. You're so good at outroing, so we're just gonna end it there. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.